This is Tap In Podcast. We have me.
Yes, sir.
We have my boy E.
Yo.
That's Navon that I always play with on Valorant. And we have Wario that will be coming back. But for right now, we're about to get into a new discussion that I wanted to start talking
What is
about.
that?
And I wanted to see like how you guys feel about it and how we feel about it. It's something that I always brought up before. That you'll probably be familiar with once I bring it up, but the battle between 5v5 gaming and battle royale gaming. I want to talk about which do you feel like has like which one do you feel like provides like more skill, like which one that you have to have more skill for. So say Valorant, we love Valorant. So you guys are familiar. We play Valorant all the time. That's 5v5 type of gaming. So it's survive, you die, you know, you go a certain amount of rounds, bam. You got the same guns, you have the same equipment. I mean, the only thing that you have is different is the perks. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing. Like you have your same guns, you got the Vandal, you got the Phantom, you got the Ghost, etc., etc. So that's 5v5 gaming. Multiplayer gaming. In Call of Duty, you have your build, but everybody has the same gun. You start off with your loadout. There's no, oh, I didn't have my loadout. I didn't have this. Battle Royale, okay, you start off with nothing. And so it's a first drop, first come, first serve, basically.
Yep.
You drop on the gold thing and then whatever, you get it first before that guy drops on it second. You're killing that dude regardless because he's dropping down with a pistol. You got a gold AR. So I'm thinking, what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer 5v5? You know, does that require more skill? Or does a battle royale against 100 people require more skill? I just want to see your opinion before I get to like the other people. But what do you think, E? Do you think that 5v5 requires more skill, or do you think that battle royale requires more skill as a gamer? You personally.
Yeah, I think I do think the game does matter because I think there's different things I guess I can kind of nullify some of that, but I think overall I would say it takes more skill to do 5-on-5 over a battle royale. And the reason why that is because battle royale has a lot of randomness to it. There's a lot of random things that are happening on the field. And I think that's one of the appeals that people like about it is that it's so unpredictable, right? And you can get killed from anywhere on the map, right? Because when the map starts, it's gigantic and it gets smaller and smaller and will eventually become a small level. But when you first get there, it's so random. Like you said, the guns can be random and that stuff is fine because, you know, I mean, that part can be fine, but it's just a lot of randomness as in you could be doing something and someone can come up from behind you, but you didn't know they were there because there's so much space. But when you're playing a game like Valorant, since you brought that up, you understand that there's two sides of a map, right? And depending on how things are going, you know that there's absolutely no way a player could be behind you in certain scenarios. Because you're like, if we're holding this half of the map or this half of a particular site, right? Or something like that, of a particular area, you can say there's no way a person can show up behind me. Nobody's coming up from the skies. Nobody's coming, you know, any of those types of things. Battle Royale, unless you're at the edge of a circle, that's the only way you can say there's definitely nobody behind me. You just never really know, right? And I think it takes more skill to do 5-on-5 games just in general, I guess, generally speaking, because you have two teams that are going to play. And most likely the better team is gonna win, like at all cases. But with a battle royale, the best team may not win because they can die to anything. Fall damage, they just fought another team and they're low and another team saw them fight and they came and they did a third party and then they got that kill and they killed the best team in the match and then the best team may be out but some other person may win. That's the randomness about it. So I think it takes more skill to go up against one team. So it's your team versus my team and we're on a particular area that's not gigantic that we have to fight it out on. So that's going to take more skill overall, like in a more competitive standpoint. But I think that Battle Royales, it's just so much randomness to it that's the appeal that everybody likes about them. So I think it's no matter how you do it, think about it. No matter how you do a 4-man squad on a thing against 100, you're always at the disadvantage no matter what. Even if you're playing against another team and another squad's a squad of 4, but there could be another squad over here. There could be a squad that sees you guys fighting from way over here and they do a airstrike, or they're sniping from 100 meters away, or things like that. So there's so many random elements to it. So it takes a lot of luck and a lot of timing, a lot of random things happen, man. So I personally think it's more skill to do a 5v5 game, just because it takes more skill to handle that. There's less randomness. It's more about your skill imposing it on the other team when you can control the environment like that. So that's typically how I normally look at it.
I agree, because like how you said, like you can drop randomly on a site in Battle Royale, and a whole team could be watching you fight another team and not do anything. And then once you finish that team off, you can be low. Like how you said, you can be low. You can have 1 HP, and they know that. And all they do is rush you, one tap you, and you're done. That's not a fair fight. That's not a fair fight, bro.
Nope.
No matter how you look at it, it's not a fair fight, because you can be like, hey, I was fighting another team, bro. Like, you could have at least waited for me to go get shield or more heals. But that team's going to be like, no, why would I do that when I can get an easy kill? Like, you know, like, why would I do that?
Facts.
So with Battle Royale, like, if you're in a shitty situation, it doesn't matter how good you are. You're going to die. You're going to die, bro. Because if you have 1 HP, somebody was watching you the whole time, they were
no matter what.
Third party.
No matter what.
Third party, and they were watching you that whole time, waiting for you to die, you're dead, bro. But if you're at a 5v5, like you said, the map, the map, it's the same map every round. Y'all have the same guns. You chose your gun. You chose your gun specifically. You said that I'm the best with this gun. I'm going to kill you with this gun. So that's why I chose this gun. So if you die, it is on you, bro. There's nothing about it. There's nothing about the game. There's nothing about the gun. This is your gun that you chose, that you thought that you were the best with, and you died. You died. What can you blame about that? Nothing, bro. Play better the next round. So that's why I feel like, you know, there's nothing like, there's no excuses. So with Battle Royale, you can be like, hey, I got third party. Hey, I didn't have good loot. I didn't have shield. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to 5v5, what is your excuse, bro? You purchase your loadout in Valorant. You selected your gun. It can be anything. Whatever you play 5v5, whatever you play, you select what you think you're best with in the beginning of the match. So there's no excuse to that. There's no excuse to that. All you can blame is probably your position, or you can say, hey, my aim was off, or you can say, I don't know what you can say, but you're blaming yourself though, because you're like, hey, I have my loadout, I have my tactic, I have my map, but I just didn't do it right this time. So I feel like it does take more skill to do 5v5 than it does Battle Royale. Not saying that Battle Royale is not skillful. Like, yeah, people that win Battle Royale against 100 people, like, damn, bro. Like, yeah, you're skilled, bro. You have skill. But I just think it takes more skill and more responsibility. Like, you own up to your own mistakes when you do a 5v5.
Oh, yeah.
And I just hate that when it comes to content, 5v5 doesn't match to Battle Royale games nowadays, because like how you said, people don't want to watch 5v5 games. They want to watch a best out of 100. Like they want to do a Battle Royale. They want to see, hey, you're better than 100 players, but
whoever wins the Warzone is not the best team in the match. They're not it doesn't prove that. It doesn't prove that. It doesn't prove it, because it's a lot of randomness, because it's just so much random stuff. It's like The Last Survivor. Yeah, you could have a team that could be that has the most kills, but at the end of the day, Because then you got to think about that. What if you're the team that has the most kills, but you guys died and then lost to the team, and you don't win the Warzone? Does that make you the best, but you still lost? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so arbitrary, because it's like you don't really. I don't know. It's kind of like it's like what are we measuring it as, right? And this is the thing. I think one of the things I can say I think could help the 5-on-5 aspect of it. And I know Valorant's going to be adding it soon. Call of Duty kind of has it, but to a little degree. Call of Duty has a thing called the gunfight tournaments. Did we ever do those on did they have it on Black Ops? I think they had it on Black Ops, where you would do, it was gunfight. You would do gunfight, and then it was a tournament though. You would get in a bracket with other players, right? So think of like your NBA bracket. You would get
improve guns.
Yeah, it'll start off with random guns. It'll give you a random loadout every round. So you would play a series against a team. So you would play a match against a team, and then the winner of that goes to the next round, and then the winner of that goes to the next round. Then there's a championship round, and then you win like a skin or something like that, or a blueprint or something like that, right? That was I don't know if I ever did it with you. It's called like the gunfight tournament. It was 2-on-2.
I don't think so.
So Call of Duty has that though. I don't know if Modern Warfare 2 has it, but Black Ops, I think it was Black Ops did have it. And so when they had that, that's something I think, and Valorant is coming out with like a tournament mode type of deal. Those are things that I think could help some of the viewership, I guess, or not viewership, but just some of the things about playing 5-on-5. It gives you something to shoot for, right? Yeah. I don't know if it needs to be maybe 3 rounds. It could be maybe of a longer tournament, where people are playing. It gives you something to shoot for. Because even when you play ranked, man, it could mean a lot of different things, man. So it's kind of hard to say. But when you playing in the tournament, man, you just never really know, and it's fun when you're just going for something. I think that's the main appeal about the Battle Royale games, is that you're trying to be the last person standing. And that, I think that one idea is why everybody's so enamored with it, right? Because it's like, oh, can we be the last team standing? But then, Call of Duty turned it into like a team deathmatch thing. So now everybody's sprinting around, popping UAVs and trying to get 100 kills, when that doesn't technically get you any closer to winning the game. It's just giving you a lot of kills. It doesn't increase much. I guess it can give you more money to help you, I guess, with the end game. That's possible. But it also puts you more in danger. Right? Like doing all that running around, doing all this extra stuff can put you more in danger, because the smart team could say, oh, I see that team over there fighting, like we said, and then be the third party and eliminate that crazy team because they see them going nuts. But I think just the popularity of Fortnite, man, just had everybody just, switched over to that. But I think you're going to see some of the 5-on-5 games, especially with like Valorant doing so well, like professionally, I think. And once Valorant comes to the consoles, I think it's definitely going to help a lot. I think tremendously. I think once Valorant gets there, it's going to change some of the landscape a little bit, because a lot of people are just playing Battle Royale because that's what it is. But Battle Royale is getting stale. If you really just think about it, it is getting stale. All those games, beside Warzone 2, Apex is old, so is Fortnite. But I mean, they're milking the cow for all that it's worth. But eventually they're going to have to reinvent the wheel. And what are we doing right now? I mean, all we're gonna do is just keep throwing battle royales out. And we saw other battle royales come out and they didn't work. So it's not just, oh, you're making a battle royale and that means you're gonna have a successful game. They got super people, they got that vampire game, that vampire fucking,
oh yeah, that shit flopped.
So that lets you know you can't just say, oh, let's make a BR and we'll be great. So it's like, you got to make a good quality game. That's my thing, is just make a good quality game. But I can say I have gotten more of an appreciation of the 5-on-5 or tactical shooters, at least Valorant, because Valorant's more of a tactical shooter, while Call of Duty is like an arcade shooter. Valorant, I like it a lot because it makes you have to respect the game. And you really gotta like sink your teeth into it, and get into it, man. It's very fun.
Yeah, nah. Like how you said, if it comes to console, I think it's probably gonna change the game, and I think it's probably gonna open light to 5v5 gaming again. Because I feel like I feel like Call of Duty with this new Modern Warfare 2 is shining light on 5v5 gaming again. I mean, because I've seen people stop playing Warzone 2.0 and go back to Caldera. And if anybody knows about Call of Duty, you know that Call of Duty players were not fucking with Caldera. Like they were done with that map, and they were saying that map was trash. So the fact that they're going from Warzone 2.0 back to Caldera, that tells you that Battle Royale gaming is going down, at least in Warzone. Like, at least in Warzone is going back down because people don't want to play it because they're going back to their trash maps that they used to complain about. And it's like, why are you playing this when you have a whole new map that, you know, that they made for you that's better than the map that you were playing all last year, well, this year, earlier, that you were complaining about every fucking day. Like, every day you were complaining about Caldera, but you would rather play that than this new Warzone 2.0. So I think people are just getting bored with it, and they might go back to playing multiplayer, which I would love, because I love multiplayer and 5v5 gaming. Like, and then once Valorant does come to systems, like, people are gonna love Valorant, because some people that haven't played Valorant, that just seen Valorant, they call it trash but never played it. But once they experienced it, I bet that they'll love it, because like it's fun. Like, you know, it's challenging. Every round is different. It's not the same round every time you play. Everything is different. Like, you're not playing the same matches every night. Like, every round in Valorant is different. And I feel like once they experience that for themselves, rather than watching streamers or just watching clips and all that stuff, I feel like they're gonna like Valorant, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm falling in love back in with 5v5 gaming. And, you know, I'll be happy about it, because I mean, there's nothing wrong with loving Battle Royale. I'm not saying that, you know, one's better than the other or anything. Like, you have your own opinion. You're gonna play what you want to play. But just me personally, I just think like 5v5 gaming was like the peak of gaming. Like, people used to have fun in that. Like, you know, like, even playing with your boys at home, like when we had to do LAN parties, like, you know, like, man, that was fun, bro. That was fun.
OG, that's OG.
Yeah, LAN parties, like, it was crazy, like, you know. And then I remember we got like spoiled with this, like, you know, 100 players playing at home, battle royale type shit. Like, people are just like spoiled with that. And Fortnite is forever going to peak. It's forever going to be the best game every year. But if we can have 5v5 gaming coming back on second place, I'm cool with that. Like, you know,
I
don't think anything's gonna beat Fortnite. Like how you said, I don't think anything's gonna beat Fortnite, because they continue to change. They continue to change their maps. Their events are always great. I think the last event was the only trash event that I heard that people didn't really like. But I mean, every event that Fortnite has ever dropped has been fire. So I don't think that game's dying anytime soon, unless somebody else owns it and just destroys that game, you know. But
yeah, Fort's killing, man.
Yeah, Fort is killing it. But I just wanted to see, like, you know, if people watch this later and they get a chance to just listen to us discuss about 5v5 and Battle Royale, like, hey, make a comment. Like, how do you feel about Battle Royale and 5v5 gaming? Like,
you know what's funny about that, man, is the thing about Riot Games and Valorant is, to me, is they need to bring it to console sooner than later, because Valorant needs to be on console when the wave is up. And Valorant, and right now, like, in the shooting game, like FPSs and all, like, the shooting genres of games, they're like at a lull, right? Because Fortnite still comes out with updates and things like that, but it's still Fortnite. And the fact that Warzone 2 came out and it's not the way that people wanted it to be, then it's kind of down. And if Warzone never really lives up to what everybody expected it to be, that means there's a slot for a new shooter to come in and take over. And that's when Valorant needs to be like, we need to get this game on console as soon as possible. Because the only reason why Valorant can't blow up as much as it can is because it's a PC only game. That's the difference between Fortnite. That's the difference between Apex. That's the difference between Call of Duty, is that those are console games. And so Valorant's a PC game, so it's always holding itself back. Once it gets to console, just like anything, just imagine what happened when What happened when Fall Guys became free? It was a free game on consoles and everywhere. It blew up again. It blew up a second time because it's free. Everybody's going to try it because it's free. So when Valorant comes out on consoles, every single person is going to download it and try it. And they're going to be like, this game is actually cool. Like, this is actually a good game. Like, when you watch it on PC and you kind of look at it, sometimes it can be, you know, you're like, man. But then when you play it, and if you actually try to get into it and learn the things, you're like, man, this is actually really cool. This is really fun. And then I think once it comes to console, then everybody can try it. Then I think it'll blow up to where it needs to be. But as long as it stays PC only, it's always going to be holding itself back. So if I was them, I mean, I know I don't own no billion-dollar companies or anything like that, but if I was Riot Games, I'd be thinking we need to get this game to console, because they're already talking about it's going to be on mobile and it's going to be on consoles. I'd be thinking it needs to go to console ASAP. No mobile first. We need to get this game from here to there as fast as we can, because this game needs to be played now. Halo flanked. Warzone 2 is tripping. Those are the two new shooters that we've gotten, and both of those dropped. So that means Valorant, you got a perfect time. There's not a new Fortnite. There's not a new Apex. You got a perfect time to slide right now and to take over and be like, hey, look, here's Valorant. Hey. And then boom. Everybody's like, oh my God, this game's great. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people can only just watch it because they don't have PCs, man. Nobody's spending $1,000 or whatever to build a PC. Yeah. So most people will look at it and say, I'm not missing anything. It's on PC. It looks stupid anyway. But if they were able to play the game and feel it and get it in their hands, they'll be like, hey, you know what? This game is not even that crazy. And me, I don't play mouse and keyboard at all. That's the only mouse and keyboard game that I play. And I'm still learning. Like, I'm still learning Valorant. I normally play controller all my life, and I still prefer controller over anything else. But that's the only game I play mouse and keyboard on my PC. And that's just, you know, because that's the only way I can play it. They won't even let me use a controller. I wish they did. But, you know, it is what it is. But once that game comes to console, man, they better do it sooner than later. I would say sometime next year. The sooner the better. I think they're saying maybe 2024, but they need to get it in as soon as possible, man, for sure.
Nah, definitely, because I feel like how you said, I feel like they should focus on putting that to consoles first before mobile. Because, yeah, I mean, mobile, you know, definitely if they come out with, my thing is, if they come out with Valorant on mobile first, there's going to be a bunch of bots. Okay, so it's going to be so easy that people feel like they don't want to play it, you know, because they're going to be like, man, I'm just playing against a bunch of bots, like a mobile bots.
Yep.
Same thing that happened with Call of Duty Mobile before they're coming out with this Warzone Mobile. There was a bunch of bots on there. I tried out Call of Duty Mobile, and I was kicking ass, and then I found out I was kicking ass because I was playing against bots. Like, you know, I was like, the majority of the people that I was playing was AIs. They weren't even real people. And I tested it, and you know, like I was fighting against a bot, stopped shooting, was moving left to right, bot couldn't shoot me at all. And I was like, there's no way that this is another mobile player that has this ass of an aim. And if so, then I apologize for you if you was that ass. But I was just like, no, there's no way. Like, these are bots. So if Valorant comes out with a mobile game, majority of the time you're probably going to be playing against one player, actual player, and the other 4 are going to be bots. I guarantee it, if they release that Valorant mobile first, it's going to be 1 real player you're playing against and 4 AIs, and you're probably going to have a full squad of real players, but you're all playing against bots, you know. And it's not going to be fun. You're going to say it's too easy, and you'll be over it in like 3 weeks. And you'll be like, I'm done with this game. Like, you know? So I think they should focus on, like how you said, bringing it to console, because it's console. I mean, it's not guaranteed that you're playing against bots on console, because everybody has a console. They have a PS5, they have an Xbox, whatever they got. They have a Switch. Everybody has a console. So people on console, they don't really put that many bots unless you're playing Battle Royale, and this is not a
that's it. That's the only time.
And this
and 5-on-5, they never do it. They never do bots on 5-on-5.
If they take this to console, I feel like they should focus on that first, because a lot of people are going to play against real people. They're going to have fun, and they're going to enjoy it, and they're going to be buying them skins, and they're going to get a lot of money off of it. But if they start off on mobile first, I don't see it I don't see it blowing up. I don't.
I don't. I think that they should do like a all if they want to do mobile, do it later or release it all at once whenever you do console. I think console is the way to blow it up. I think that's the first thing you want to do is get it in the console players' hands so they can start playing it and you know doing their thing because it's gonna blow up. It has to. It definitely will. Like once it's free on console, everybody's gonna download that game. Everybody's gonna download that game, and then they're gonna see. And if they're going to see, one, the skins are way too expensive. They're going to definitely see that. And then they're going to see, they're definitely going to see that the game can be a W. It can be a W. I mean, it can be a headache sometimes with certain things that go on, but just like any game, and just like any game you play. But I definitely think that it'll help the landscape a little bit, man, and maybe get some people to play. You know, give more 5v5 a little bit more of a chance, man. Because battle royales right now is kind of killing it, but. I think people want to play. I think people are looking for something new. I think they want something fresh and something new, and just not Warzone 2 because that is fresh and new, and they didn't want that. So they were like, nah. People are like, get that out of here.
Once I seen people going back to Caldera, I was like, this ain't it, bro, because they hated Caldera. Caldera was the most hated map in Call of Duty, and the fact that people are choosing that over this new map, bro, like it's insane to me because I'm just like, why would you go back to that? Like, just play another game. But you're trying to prove a point, obviously, and you're trying to show them that, hey, I would rather play Caldera than your new map. You know, just so they can.
That's saying something.
Yeah, that's saying something. Just so that the developer can be like, oh, okay, they're really not liking this map. They're going back to the old map that they used to complain about. Which is the reason why we made this new map, because you guys hated Caldera so much.
Yep.
But you guys are going back to that.
We gave you a new map.
I feel like those people that are playing Caldera are trying to make a statement. They don't like Caldera, but they're just trying to make a statement. But at the end of the day, it sucks because Call of Duty does not care. And
at all. They're
going to keep updating this new map, and they're going to do what they got to do because Call of Duty has always been like that. They don't care. They don't care. And it just sucks to see it go down because Call of Duty is a good franchise. Like, I like them, but I mean, we'll see in the future. We'll see how it goes. But me personally, I just want to get back to 5v5 gaming. I want people to get back to just showing that skill, no excuses. If you lost, man. Don't post that clip because you got smoked. You went freaking 5 and 25. Bro. So can't post that clip, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to get back to that. But both modes are dope to me. But I just want to get back to that because, like how you said, like I feel like with Battle Royale, if you don't have content, if you don't have clips, it means nothing. And people are not having fun on Battle Royale because they want clips. They want that oh, I got this, I did this, I killed this many people and all that stuff. 5v5, yeah, I mean, you can post those clips, but it's not the sole purpose of you playing 5v5. You're having fun. You posted that clip because, yeah, it was awesome, but you were having fun at the end, you know, just like how we play with Valorant. Like, we post clips and we be like, hey, this shit was fun. This match was fun.
Yep.
And I just happen to have a good clip on it.
And it takes skill, like you said, because it takes, and the thing is because like it just takes skill. So it's also a lot easier to measure how good you are, because you can look at a lot of different things to measure actually how good you are, because you can see you can see a direct comparison because it's you versus another team. But when you're playing Battle Royale, just like because think about it, 95% of the time you're losing. You're going to lose that Battle Royale match, right? So what are you going on to show if you're good or not? Your KD? If you're using your KD to determine whether or not you're a good player, you definitely can. But what if you have a good KD, but you lose every match? You never win a Warzone match at all in your entire career, but you just have the most kills, or you have the highest KD. What does that mean? Because, I mean, you're getting kills, but you're not winning the game. And to me, any game I play, I'm not playing for points. I'm playing to win. If me having more points than you means I win, then yeah, that's what I want. But if that doesn't mean that, I can care less. It's a useless thing, because it's like, if these points of me killing people don't add up to me winning a game, Doesn't mean anything. What does it mean to me that, I got my PR is 30 kills, but did you win that game? No.
Yeah. And that's all
So,
players too.
you know,
All
you
kinds of players.
that's what it's like, man. And I think it's fun, man. I think it can be good content, but I definitely think the skills, I think to show how good you actually are in a particular game, I just think when you do 5-on-5, man, there's so many things that matter. There's so much thinking that go into it. Even when you watch Call of Duty, man, like if you watch some of the Call of Duty pros, man, I look at Sensor, I look at him play sometimes, and some of the other guys be playing games and stuff. When I'm watching them play Search and Destroy or Hardpoint or something, I'm just like, man, like it's crazy to think about a lot of different scenarios, and when you're thinking about map positioning and things like that. What's interesting about like Search and Destroy, where you don't respawn, like let's talk about that, where you don't respawn. You don't have to worry about like even in Call of Duty, like if you're playing like team deathmatch, you have to think about, was it a spawn flip, or where are they spawning now? But like when you're playing like Search and Destroy, it's like it's only one area everybody's going to spawn in at the beginning of this map, and then you have to think about who has the map control. What's up with this, or what's up with that? What are you hearing? Can you communicate with your teammates that you hear this or you saw this or whatever the case may be? And it requires a lot, man. And some things, like when you have ranks, like you're gonna need 5 players to all play like in sync to win the real tough games against a real tough team. So right. I think it's a lot easier to measure how good you are playing against, like in 5-on-5. And I think, I think eventually people are going to get back into it. Maybe not over Battle Royale, but I think it's going to definitely come up. And I think Valorant's the thing that's going to, once it gets to console, it's going to make it the jump for people.
It definitely is. And like how you said with Search and Destroy, like I think that's the best mode in Call of Duty in multiplayer. I love TDM and all that stuff, but I feel like that's something close to Valorant, because you get 1 life. You play best out of 6. You do the rounds. Like you said, there's no nothing like, I got spawned by an enemy, or enemy was behind me when I just came back. Like, no, y'all control the map. The other team just controlled that map better. Your team just needs to do better the next round. And if you guys lose all those rounds, then that other team was better. You had 6 tries and you failed. So
bro,
if you got to pick it up, you didn't pick it up, and that's why you lost. But I feel like that's the best mode ever that can show skill, and that I think that's why CDL, the Call of Duty League, I think that's why they use it in there, because it shows skill.
Tell me about that feeling you get in Call of Duty on S&D when it's like 1v5 or 1v6, whatever it is, like your whole team dies and it's just you, and you can clutch it up and this is in Call of Duty. It happens in Valorant too, and it's still phenomenal, but something about it happening in Call of Duty is crazy. Probably because people can move so fast and things like that, so it's like you have way less time to think, when you're playing something like Call of Duty opposed to Valorant, because everybody can only move so fast. But man, if you're playing Search and Destroy and you're the last one standing and they got the whole full squad of the other team, and you somehow come out of that round on top, you are, man, I would always be hyped, man. That would get me super hyped. Whether I kept them, I would keep them from planting the bomb or keep them from defusing it or whatever it was, and you win that 1v6 somehow. That's like the same feeling I get when you win a Battle Royale. Like that to me is like the same type of high I would get. Like, man, I'm jumping around the house like, I can't believe I won that round when all the odds were stacked against me, where all these players could have gotten me, but I somehow, made a way to secure the round. I love that feeling, man.
That feeling is great, and that's something that people really like get excitement about, and they can celebrate. And in Search and Destroy, say you do that, like you said, that 1v5. That's a feeling that you boast about, bro. Like you killed that 1v5, that other team already knows too, because when you kill them in that Search and Destroy and you get back to that lobby and you say 1v5, majority of that time them people are shutting up and they're like, all right, we'll see next round. Yep. But at the end of the day, that I will see next round, that's respect, because they're just like, damn, he really just killed all 5 of us. We need to do better. We need to get him. we just got smoked. Like, you know, there's no, oh, well, you only won that because you had a gold gun. You only won that because we were getting third party. Like, you know, that there's no excuse. And that's when gaming, when you got smoked that bad, that other team knew, okay, man, like, you know, yeah, talk your shit, because we can't say shit. Like, we sucked. We sucked. We're gonna do better next round.
You can't say 1v1 me, because that's literally what this is. A 5-on-5 is literally a 1v1. There's no 1v1 me, bro. Like, I just literally just did it. I just did it.
That's why I liked it, because back then there was no excuses. There was nothing at all. And if you did, like, that's why you felt like you were on top of the world when you clutched that 1v5, and you felt amazing, and you felt like you need to talk shit. And these were people that, you know, that probably wasn't the coolest in school and all that stuff, and you know, they just this stuff. But when they clutched that 1v5, you would hear the most craziest shit out of their mouth, talking about, oh, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you will feel on top of the world because you feel accomplished. You felt like you had that skill, and that's why I think that, you know, like it requires more skill, because it does, man. Because you were just better. You had your right loadout. You had the best aim out of the whole team. That team was ass. Their team was ass. Their aim was ass. Everything goes on them. There was no, oh, I had third partied, or I didn't have my right gun. I didn't have this. Nah, you were the better player. And that's just like with Valorant. When you hit that ace, you feel on top of the world, because you're just like, I killed all of you guys. And they reward you for it on Valorant. They say ace. And they reward you for it. And I like that, because they even acknowledge it. Like, you just killed all them.
Everybody.
You're better than all of them. So we're going to reward you and say ace.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
I like how they congratulate you when even the team, like, sometimes you'll have the opponent be like, congratulations on the ace. Because they know it takes skill to do that.
It ain't easy.
Skill, man. So, like, yeah, just to piggyback what you were saying, like, 1v5s, they're way more like respectful than, you know, than battle royale. But I mean, you still get the same hype in battle royale when you clutch it, but you have to win that whole battle royale for you to feel that feeling. You have to be the number one. It has to say first on battle royale when you do that. If you do that and you die to a third party team and you place third, you feel like you did all that for nothing.
You're like, oh, there was no way. Because then when you lose, you think, why did I lose? And then you say, well, I got shot in my back. And then you think to yourself, what, was there anything I could have done? Like, you say, really, no, there was nothing I could have done that could have changed that outcome, because I was getting shot in the back by somebody who saw me on this hill, and I was fighting this other team, and so they just shot me in the back. There was nothing I could have done. I could not have ran here. I could not have done this. Like, I was just dead no matter what. Like, that's how it is. In Call of Duty, if you can get somebody and you see their back, it's a done deal. That's pretty much it. So it's like, you can't even say, damn, I lost because I made a mistake. It was like, I didn't really make a mistake. It was just one of those things, like the luck of the draw that guy saw me, and I just fought this team, but I had to cross over to here to get to the circle or whatever the case may be. And that's what sucks, man. But it's interesting, man. I've been enjoying playing Valorant a lot. So it's good to see how good I've become, like, just learning mouse and keyboard and everything. It's been really nice to see, and I can compare myself to the players that I've seen and people online and things like that. And I got a long way to go, but at least I can kind of like gauge it and say, okay, like, I average this many kills, or this is what my headshot percentage is, this is what my body shot percentage is, and things like that. How many wins do I got? What's my win percentage on certain rounds? What's my win percentage with certain characters in the game and things like that? There's a lot of things, man. It's a lot of stuff. So
it's way easier to track. I feel to track your progress with with Valorant and the 5v5 gaming. Like, I just feel like it's way easier to progress, like, just get better. Like, I just feel like it's way easier than playing battle royale every time, because those long ass matches, and you're placing 16th every time,
yes,
and just with the 5v5, I just feel like it's just way easier to track. Like that's why I play multiplayer. I'm trying to get back into multiplayer on Call of Duty because I love it. I'm having fun with it. I like the 5v5 of Valorant. I love it. I'm having fun with it. I just like the old school type gaming. We might be old heads too at the same time. It might be because we're old heads. That might have something because we missed that old style type of gaming where we were just like, you know, the LAN parties, the multiplayer, the split screen. Remember split screen, bro? When you used to,
bruh, Halo playing Halo 2 or something,
and it was 1v1 on split screen. You'd be like, "Stop watching my screen! You're watching my screen."
Yep, screen watching. Stop screen watching. Stop screen watching.
That's that type of feeling that I feel like I'm getting with Valorant and multiplayer Call of Duty, and I'm enjoying it, and I want to continue doing it. I'm not saying that I'm turning my back fully on Battle Royale because, like, you know, I really just go off the feeling and the vibes of just how I feel like gaming, and I might, you know, want to get to Battle Royale, but I like the way that it's going right now with multiplayer because I feel like how you said, like Warzone 2's flopping. I mean, Fortnite's doing good, but they're trying to release new Battle Royales that are flopping.
Yep.
Like how you said, what was that game? The vampire game that flopped. Nobody plays that no more. They tried some Rumble game. I don't know if you heard about it.
Rumble Knockout? I played Rumble.
Knockout.
I played that.
Yeah, that was cool, but I feel like that's flopping too.
Yeah, nobody's really trying to play that besides like the hardcore people.
But yeah, exactly.
It didn't really catch.
Exactly. And then, you know, any other Battle Royale games, like they're cool for like a month, 2 months or whatever, but then they start to flop and people get over them. Yeah. Go back to Fortnite.
Yep.
Call of Duty.
Yep.
You know, so
or Apex, man.
Or Apex, yeah. But I feel like Apex, Call of Duty, and Fortnite are going to be the only battle royales that are going to forever stay. And all these other developers need to think of something fresh, come up with something new, and just try and be better. But if they're thinking of releasing a battle royale, it's not going to peak like Apex, Fortnite, and Call of Duty. Like that's the only ones that we're going to get, and it's going to stay there forever. And all these other games just need to think of something fresh. Like think of something new, man. Just come out with something new.
Well, hell, that's why Fall Guys came out, right? Because it was like, oh, well, here's a battle royale like game show style thing,
but
right?
It's different, yeah, but it's different, and that's surviving. I would say I wouldn't say that Fall Guys died. I would say that
it had a resurgence too. It had like a second hit. It had like a second win. It came out. It was kind of hot when it came out. Then it died down, and it came back again, right? Because what happened to Among Us? Among Us had one swoop, right? It had one thing. And then that was it. And I'm surprised. And it would have been bigger if they would have got that thing on console. But they waited way too late.
Way too long.
Way too late. But see that's what happens. They waited way too late, man. Do you remember the Among Us bubble? That Among Us thing was crazy, man. That thing was crazy.
I was on that wave too. Like I was playing that game heavy. But if they would have did that when they were in peak, they probably would still be alive today. Like,
oh yeah.
Like they'll be on.
The thing was, it's like they waited so long, man. Like it took them forever to even bring it to like mobile stuff too. But like they waited a while. Then it finally came to consoles, I think, and Switch and everything. But it was just like, bro, when that was like the top game on Twitch, when everybody was doing all these things, they should have been, man, night and day. We gotta get this on console right here, right now at $5 a pop because you would have made so much money. People weren't trying to play. I don't even think they had the proximity chat thing going at that time, and that's what they needed. They needed to have some kind of proximity chat or something like that going on for that game. There was a lot of things. I think there was a small studio though. I think I remember them being like an indie studio or something, and so they probably didn't have all the money to blow it up like as much as they wanted. But that's what sucks, man. You got to be ready to put that stuff on PlayStation and stuff because
don't they have Discord coming to consoles?
Discord's already on Xbox now. I heard it was supposed to be coming to Sony as well, but we will see. We'll see. It should
probably open up a lot of doors for games too, because people like to, talk on Discord, not talking like, the regular chat.
The PlayStation chat is bad now.
Is it?
It's kind of like they want to be like Discord. That's what they're trying to be like, but it's so like it's too convoluted. It's just I feel like they tried to make it like Discord, but it's not Discord. They need to smooth it out. It's not that good. They need to smooth it out. That's what they need to do. But you could tell they were heavily inspired with Discord. I was like, why don't you guys just partner with Discord so people can use Discord? That would make everything so much easier. But I don't know, man. Sony's crazy, so who knows what they're gonna do? Yeah.
Shit, man. I just think that they need to definitely bring some games that are popping more faster to consoles. They'll probably have way more success if they do it quick. I know I'm not a game developer, so I don't know how fast they can do that. I don't know how quick it is to do that. But I just think that they should probably look into that. That if a game starts popping really quick, put that shit on all platforms. If it's popping on PC, let's try our hardest. Let's try our hardest to put it quick on consoles, and then we'll worry about mobile afterwards. But mobile is our least worries. That's the last. That's the last. But if we can get it on console after PC, I feel like they'll do good. But I don't know. I'm not a game developer, so I don't know how easy that is to do, but I feel like they should look into that, because probably some of these games will probably last and pop off more if they do that.
I agree. That's the thing, man. Like with gaming, since everybody has like consoles, it's like you got to make sure your game pops on console, and that's like always the thing. You got to make sure it pops on console, because if you wait too long to bring it to it, you can run out of life. Like what happened to Among Us. That was the typical thing. So I hope Valorant can get their game to console sooner than later, because it'll just only help the game out. But if they take too long, I mean, it might die down a little bit, and especially when they have an opportunity to kind of like overtake. And that's kind of what happened with Apex, because Apex kind of took over when Caldera came in. When Caldera came in and everybody started hating Caldera, people started going to Apex.
Yeah, they took Mercs. Nick Mercs has not changed his game ever since he left from Caldera. Yep. Like, he was done with Call of Duty. He went to Apex, and he's been loving it. He's been loving it, bro. He's been having fun. He's been in the tournaments.
But you can't do that in Call of Duty. What kind of tournaments do they have? They just have like those kill races, which is random. A kill race tournament is the most random thing ever, too. It's the best way to do those tournaments and I know like they're not like viewers may not want to watch them, or some viewers may not like them, but it's the ones where all the streamers play like a private lobby Warzone.
They do like $25,000 if you win.
Yeah, but the thing is you got to think, when we watch streamers, we don't want to see them smash on the general population. That's like saying we want to, like, why would you want to watch LeBron James and the Lakers play against a church rec league? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be like, let's say they weren't LeBron, let's say they had the talent of all the Lakers, but they were just regular looking people. You'd be like, why would I watch professional people who I don't even know, like these people who are really good, just play against people who are dramatically worse than them? That's why I think it's always best for them to have the streamers go against each other, because you want to find out who's the better person on this or like that. Or I like the Fortnite tournaments. Those Fortnite ones, man, have been good. Tifu's been killing in a lot of them.
Those Fortnite tournaments, I mean, they will be in the last circle for about...
It'd be like 50 people.
It'd be like...
Yeah.
In the last circle, because they're all good.
Yep, because they're all good.
There's no bots in there. They know where to sit. They know where to build.
Yep.
They know where to hide. They know all that stuff, and that's why it's so entertaining, because they're playing against a whole bunch of sweats. But like how you said, if they're doing this 25,000 tournament on Warzone, it's a kill race. They're playing against bots. They're playing against people that don't even really play Warzone.
Yep.
Against people that's not even streaming, but they're in the tournament. I'm like, why are you in the tournament if you don't have your stream on and you're streaming the tournament? You're just in the tournament. Like, why are you even in there?
Facts.
What I can say is what I have been having fun with that's really good when it comes to Call of Duty tournaments. I've been watching the CDL. So I've been watching Call of Duty League. That's when they play team deathmatch. They play hardpoint. They play search and destroy. They play kill confirm. They play all that stuff. But it's the best out of four, I believe. So they play kill confirm. They play hardpoint. They play search and destroy, and they play I forgot whatever. But it's all 5 skilled players on a team. All 5 skilled players on the other team.
Yep.
And it has been amazing. I sent it in our little group chat that we have, and it's been way more fun to watch than those kill races on Warzone, because I feel like you have a team of 5 that are pro, that are going at it, and it doesn't even look easy. It doesn't look easy at all. It looks like they're both challenging each other, and they're all on cam, so nobody's playing off cam. All on cam, and I enjoy it. Like, you know, I feel like that's probably the only Call of Duty tournaments I'm going to start watching is CDL, because I feel like that brings more challenge in these kill races with these Warzone tournaments that favor streamers. They favor streamers, and that's it. Just the streamers. They're just like, oh, we're going to put swag in here. We're going to put yada, yada, yada in here.
There's no stream sniping. There's none of that. Because you got to think, somebody can say, oh, I'm going to go let these streamers kill me. Oh, my favorite streamer's in. I'm going to queue in with them at the same time. And I'm going to walk up to them and give them a kill and stuff like that. That stuff can happen. But that ain't happening in no private lobby Warzone. Do a kill race then. Do a kill race in a private lobby. Do something like that. That's what they should have done. But nobody does it. Nobody does a kill race in a private lobby because everybody's too good and all this other stuff. And to me, like, that's my thing. I'm like, to me, I don't know why. Like, to me, I love those Warzone matches when they have like the private lobby and I try to see who wins. I love those. Those are really good. Just because you want to see top competition play against top competition. You don't want to see the Lakers play against the Chino Hills Rec League or the Los Angeles a city civic center type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to see
already coming in knowing who's winning.
Right. Like, you don't want to, you don't want to see that.
Lakers is going to win.
Yeah.
Why would I watch that? Like, why would I watch that when
and the thing is, for me, is like, take away the fact that you could see LeBron in them, because people would still watch it for the sake of that. But let's just say these were generic people. They had the skills of them, but they were just generic people. You would be like, these people are really good, but or like if it was like a pro team from like Europe or something, or I don't know, China or Japan, they come over here. You're like, I don't know who none of these players are. Why would I watch this? They're a pro team. I know that, and they're smashing on this team that, these people play basketball for exercise, while these people play it professionally for money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do I get out of watching that? But if I see this pro team play against that pro team, I say, oh, well, which pro team is better? That's what you think.
Right.
That's how I look at it, at least.
No. I look at it the same way, and I mean, like how we had mentioned earlier, Call of Duty is going to do what Call of Duty wants to do. So they're going to do these kill races. They're not going to care. As long as the streamers are participating and they're getting their kills with their bots. But, I mean, the most that I'll watch that I would recommend everybody watch is the CDL, because that's fun. Like, that's real competition that you're.
I want to take a look at it.
Yeah, that's real people that are really fighting. That's real people that are training throughout the year. They're trying to be better at Call of Duty, and they're training their aim. They're doing everything. There's no stream snipers. There's no fans that are just trying to get killed by their favorite streamer. There's none of that, bro. And it's exciting. It's been fun. And it's all this weekend. And they're gonna have the tournament tomorrow. They're still playing, but stuff like that. I like the VCTs. That's the Valorant tournaments.
Those are good. Those are good. Those are good.
Exactly. That's 5v5. That's 5 Valorant players that are pros playing against other 5 Valorant players that are pros. And the VCTs have never been disappointing. I love every one of those that I've watched. I even watch the highlights if I do miss it. Like, I'll watch the highlights on YouTube, and their aim and you can just see the practice. And when they play, like you can just tell that they've been practicing before this tournament. And I just like that because I'm just like, yo, they're not slacking. They're coming up. They're putting in work. They're winning. VCTs is fun. If I recommend any tournaments for anybody to watch, if they're going to watch this podcast later, is the VCTs. That's Valorant, and CDL. That's Call of Duty. Those two are the best tournaments that you can ever watch. If you want to watch Fortnite, those are good too. Like how E mentioned, you can have like that last circle with 50 players on Fortnite going at it, bro. And it can go for the longest. But if you're watching, those other ones, if you're enjoying it, continue watching it. But I think the VCTs and the CDL, that's the best ones that you can watch, and you can just like study and get better off of.
Yep.
With their aim and their tactics. That's a good stream to watch and study, because those are real players that are putting in real work, and they're not just here for the views. Like they're really trying to win. Like, you know,
bro, like what I think they should do with those with gaming when it comes to like the Valorant, tournaments and the Call of Duty tournaments and all these other games, is they need to incentivize people to play their game by saying that you might have a chance to come and participate in some of these things. Like if you do good, like if you're a person, even if you're a content creator or not, but if you're on top of the leaderboards, or you're playing and you play in some of these tournaments, that can get you maybe even looked at by a professional team, or or maybe a content company or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that they need to do more of that. I know some companies do, like some games do some things like that, but I think they need to do more of that, because there's a lot of talent, man.
Yeah.
So much talent out there that I think could really help the gaming industry and all these different game genres by giving them the chance. Like you can be in these tournaments, like we can see you and we'll put you in, or try you out on the team or something like that, or whatever. And it kind of gives players like something to shoot for too. NBA 2K kind of has that. NBA 2K kind of has like a thing where they have like a month or something like that where they tell you like to play a certain amount of games, and it kind of rates you based on how you play, like your percentages, how many games you win, and things like that. And then it'll put you in a pool of players where you might have a chance to try to make a pro team, or a pro team tryout or something. You know what I mean? And that's something I think that games should do, that have or want to have a competitive scene, is you can also get players who are good too, because some people are just naturally good at these games, and they can do well. And I think that's something that could also be interesting too, man. Is how do they get esports to kind of go to that next level as well? It's like some people don't even know how to become a professional esports player. Like, people know how to be content creators and they know they can do that, but they don't know, like, well, what if I want to play on a professional Valorant or getting a CDL? Like, people don't even know how to even get that going. But having like a playlist, or a time where you can just turn your game on and now you're trying out, and if you do well enough, you could be invited to a CDL tryout or a CDL camp or something. That'd be amazing. I definitely say we could probably wrap this up. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things, man. We'll be talking about streamers, we're talking about games and all these different types of things, man. We're going to try to throw one out weekly. Hopefully that's our goal, is to get one out weekly for everybody. So if you guys enjoyed it, man, we appreciate it. It was definitely a good time. Dre, man, it was always good chopping it up, man.
Yeah, all good, man. Shout out to the clan. And then
yes, sir,
because we're going to try and do it weekly. If you guys watch the videos, comment anything that you want us to talk about, and we'll probably address it. But just comment anything you want us to talk about, any games that you feel like we should discuss, any game modes, anything regarding gaming. Like, just comment and let us know, and then we'll try and read it and try and discuss it on one of these episodes. But definitely was a great first episode, man. He was an amazing hoster on this, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, you guys.
Tap in podcast.
Catch you guys on the next one.
Good night.